What up, you guys? Slim here at Team Panda. Sorry to everyone that's been watching. I don't know if you noticed, but I took a little bit of a break. Had a couple things I had to take care of. Had to get gas for the car. Had to run a couple errands. Had to go check out Costco because that place rocks. I had to do a couple things. Had to get my drink. Back here, though, I had a lot more requests while I was gone. I don't know if you can hear that. I just cracked open my drink. I'm going to take a sip. Mmm, awesome. It's hella hot outside. Fucking crazy. But I'm back again. And we're gonna continue this marathon with a new card discussion. We're gonna talk about one of my old favorite cards. It's been around for a while. Hasn't seen a lot of play lately. Uh, you know, Price has been unbelievable how it's changed over time. But we're gonna talk about Judgment Dragon, you guys. This came to me from my trade channel, so shout out to them. They wanted to know, my thoughts on Judgment Dragon and how it's changed over the years, how the price has just dwindled, like really sadly how it's dwindled. For people who don't know, Judgment Dragon is the best card in the Lightsworn deck. When you have four or more Lightsworns with different names, you can summon it, pay 1,000 life points, clear everything on the field, but itself has 3,000 attack points, 2,600 defense. It's freaking ridiculous. It's basically how Lightsworns won. Like, if they didn't win through their own skill, they won through dropping JD or dropping two JDs and fucking nuking the field and just attacking for game. Recently Lightsworn hasn't been seeing a lot of play. I did my discussion on the Lightsworn deck itself, but now that they've limited so many cards, it's really hard for the deck to be as successful as it was. I'm not saying that it's a completely dead deck, but I'm just saying it doesn't see as much play. Um, Judgment Dragon used to be worth about $60 to $90. I don't know if people remember this time when Light of Destruction first came out. It was just an awesome card, and you felt so proud. If you could pull one or trade for one. I remember getting all my Lightsworn stuff at one sitting from my friend Wilson Sang, and I remember dropping a pretty penny on it, but it was so worth it. To have like the best deck in the format, and it was just such a great card. And now Judgment Dragon was reprinted in Gold Series 3 as a gold rare, and its value, diminished starting there. And now Konami's decided, of course, to reprint it as a common, which I think is just the absolute most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Like, honestly, it's a really powerful dragon, and you're reprinting it as a common. It's such a slap in the face to Lightsworn players and just to dragons in general, because Judgment Dragon, is like a prestige card. It really deserves, to have a high rarity because its effect is amazing. The fact that it's going to be a common just makes me sick. I don't even want to talk about it anymore when it comes to the rarity that it's gone to. I personally love the secret rare. I think the secret rare was the nicest. I don't know if it was around in Ultimate. It probably was. It was really nice in Ultimate too. But I really like the original Judgment Dragon, and it's really sad to see that this is what's happened to Lightsworn. That now they're basically getting all reprinted as commons and making it so easy to build the deck, even though the deck isn't that good anymore. I don't know what Konami's reason for reprinting it as a common is. I just find that so weird. Of all cards to reprint as a common, I mean, next you'll be hearing about Common Dark Arm, at which point, you might as well, I mean, then we're going to make one hell of a broadcast, because if people remember, Dark Arm used to be about $300. Think back, because I'm talking way back when it first came out, it was $300. When you built Teledad, you easily dropped 900 on that card. You paid more than half of the deck just for that card. Um, I love Judgment Dragon, though. It's an amazing card. I hope people will continue to try to use Lightsworn, try to find new ways to make the deck work again. You can't run the deck without Judgment Dragon. It's not as good. Judgment Dragon is unbelievable. Pay 1,000, nuke the field. You can still run 2. I don't think the list will touch him at all, since Lightsworn hasn't done anything lately, unfortunately. Hopefully, like I said, there'll be new strategies and people can come up with new ways of using it. Me personally, I love the card. I love the original Secret. I will not play with any other version of that card. I refuse to ever play with the Gold Rare, or refuse. I will rip the common. I will make a video ripping the common just to prove a point, because I can't believe Konami would do that to such a high-end card like Judgment Dragon. Even if the deck is not that good anymore, that means it gives them no right to reprint a card like that, especially when it's only worth $5 for the gold rare and it's like $20 for the original. That's pennies, you guys. So that's all I gotta say on Judgment Dragon. I love the card. I think it's an amazing card. But back when Lightsworn was in its entirety, that card was amazing. You drew that card, you could beckoning light it back, you could just set up for it so easily with the milling that the Lightsworns do, and it was just awesome when you dropped it because it meant endgame for your opponent. That's all I got to say, you guys. I'm going to continue on these videos. I got a lot more things to talk about. We're going to be talking about Librarian. We're going to be talking about a lot of just random cards that I got requests for, and I'll be talking about those and giving shout outs to people who send me to these. So once again, thank you, my trade channel. This brings back, a lot of memories for me to reminisce on using, excuse me, on using Judgment Dragon, because it really was a great card. So if anyone has, anything to ask me, anything to comment about the card, just drop it below. Please continue to rate, comment, and subscribe. Judgment Dragon is an amazing card. Thank you for watching.